In high stakes seasons, when you are changing roles, raising capital, navigating uncertain markets, your economic resilience is not just about how smart or skilled you are. It's about who is in your corner when things shift. And the fastest way to increase your resilience, build a mentor board that opens doors before you even knock. Welcome to today's executive training. I'm Wendy, and in this session, I'm going to walk you through how to build the kind of strategic mentorship network that gives you early access, trusted insight, and real leverage before you need it. Now, I want you to grab a pen and paper or a journal. You know how we roll. We don't just listen around here, we write. Embodied cognition is real. When you write something down, you process it on a deeper level and are more likely to take action. I'll give you 3 key prompts throughout the training. Write them down, and if something lands, feel free to share it in the comments or send me a DM. Okay, are you ready? Why do most leaders wait too long to build support? Most high performers wait until they're in a pinch, job loss, burnout, missed opportunity before they think, who can I call? That's too late because relationships, credibility, and trust don't materialize overnight. Strategic leaders don't wait. They build their mentor board before the storm hits. Your mentor board is not about cheerleaders or generic advice. It's an ecosystem of proximity, pattern recognition, and powerful introductions. Now, I will tell you that I'm a mentor to some folks, and sometimes actually it is about the cheerleader thing. One of my mentees just rocked a presentation in a professional organization in the last week. And her first thought was, I can't wait to tell Wendy. Another person that is one of my mentees actually sent me a text the other day that said, do you know you're the cheerleader in my head? So, yes, sometimes they're cheerleaders, but that's not the only thing mentors are. Proximity, pattern recognition, powerful introductions. That's what mentors are. I want you to write this down. If everything changed tomorrow, who would I call first? And would they pick up? No judgment, just notice if a name or a gap hits you, share it in the comments. If everything changed, who would you call? And would they pick up? You know, it's actually good to have an answer to this in your life, and it's good to have an answer to this in your career. And I know exactly who I would call because I had one of those moments 2 years ago. Okay, now, what actually is a mentor board and what is it not? A mentor board is not about collecting impressive names or transactional asks. It's a curated group of people who are 2 to 3 steps ahead of you in the game, who can see your potential clearly and can open doors you don't even know exist yet. And I want to talk about the 2 to 3 steps ahead of you in the game, because in most cases, you don't exactly know exactly where you want to be. You just have several different visions. So when we pick this mentor board, and I like to see 4 people on it, that way they are only committing to a conversation once a quarter. You're still getting to talk to people at least once a month. You want different versions of your future self. And I want them to reflect a little bit about who you are outside of work, in addition to your future self at work, in your career, in your business. Super important. So they see your potential clearly. They're 2 to 3 steps ahead of you in the game. They can open doors you don't even know exist yet. But more than that, it's about creating proximity to wisdom, influence, and leverage over time. When built right, your mentor board makes you luckier, faster, more resilient. Now, Write this down. What's the opportunity cost of not having the right people in my corner? Think about a door you couldn't open, a decision you delayed, or a move you did not make. Share a word or phrase in the comments if you feel it. Send it to me in the DMs if you'd rather do that. But I want you to write it down. What's the opportunity cost of not having the right people in my corner? Now, let's get tactical. I use a 3-part framework to help clients build a mentor board that's meaningful, strategic, and actionable, not just theoretical. Most of us don't really have time for the theoretical nonsense. I mean, we're intellectually stimulated by that, but we need to focus on meaningful, strategic, and actionable. The 3 components are identify, invest, invite. Now, in some cases, you may already know some people who will make great mentors, but not always, or you don't have enough. You need to identify, invest, and invite. Okay, let's start with identify. Know who you need. Most people build mentor networks based on who's accessible, not who's essential. Instead, I want you to identify people based on the rooms you want access to, the decisions you'll be making 12 to 24 months from now, and the skills or perspectives you don't yet have but will need. Don't look for titles, look for patterns, influence, and generosity. Next up, we want to invest. Earn proximity, don't chase approval. You don't pitch mentors. You earn their attention through value, curiosity, and respect. There's also the Franklin effect of people actually resonating with you more, admiring you more when they have done something for you. And I'm not ignoring that component of this, but we're going to focus on earning their attention through value, curiosity, and respect. And this could mean citing the work upon a thoughtful question. It could be sharing insights you've applied from something they've written or said. People love to be asked for their wisdom. It meets psychological needs. People also love to be seen and heard. You do that, you're earning their attention. Mentorship is earned energy, not extracted advice. Now, let's talk about invite. We want to make it real. Once rapport is in intentionally. I'm building a mentor board for this next chapter. Would you be open to a quarterly conversation to help me stay sharp and move strategically? It's not a contract. It's a respectful invitation into shared strategic momentum. If you are a startup founder, I want you to keep in mind, this is not about board seats. This is completely separate. This is not about investors. This is completely separate. This is about mentorship. Corporate executives or my fractional leaders, that board reference a little less relevant, but I just wanted to call that out. We're focused on mentorship here. It's a respectful invitation into shared strategic momentum. Now, I want you to write down, who do I need on my mentor board this season? List 2 to 3 people, known or unknown. If you don't have a name, like describe them. Whose presence would change the game? For me, it's people who have businesses based solely on coaching, who are making mid 6 figures. That's my answer. Let me know in the comments or in my DMs what your answer is after you write it down on your own piece of paper and on your own journal. Now, you've heard me say this before. I will always close with this. Be a good human. If this training sparks something for you, share it. Think about it. A founder navigating a lonely pivot, a high performer plateauing without a clear next move, a brilliant mind who's never had access to the right rooms. One of the reasons I teach this is because I did not have this through my parents' social circles. I had to build my mentor board because they could not open those doors for me. They could not give me access to those rooms. I had to make those relationships happen. So, you know, a founder navigating a lonely pivot, a high performer plateauing without a clear next move, a brilliant mind who's never had access to those right rooms. Send this to them, tag them, be the person who helps them build their board. And if you're realizing your next chapter requires a different kind of support, we need to talk. Now, there's some words that get overused in any given point in time. There's a current hot word. The word that everybody's using these days is clarity. Well, I've been using it for a long time and I'm not going to stop because I love that word. It's the word people use to describe what happens when they talk with me. So a clarity call with me is a strategic session where we identify the gaps in your mentor ecosystem. We clarify what kind of access, advice, or alignment you actually need. We map out a path to build the right board for this next level. Your future deserves more than hustle. It deserves alignment and access. I'll drop the link below.